My name's Mark St Andrew. I'm the editor at creamglobal.com, and I'm here with Bernhard Glock and Jenny Ashmore, two of our judges from the Festival of Media Awards judging panel this year. Jenny was the chair of the jury of 20 judges?
22, I think.
22 judges. And I'm just going to be getting some of their thoughts and reflections about the quality of the entries this year. So if I start with Jenny, was there any sort of particular standout trends that emerged from the shortlisting that you saw?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, I think there were great conversations amongst the jury, and it's been a really fascinating 2 days. But there really was some standout work, and in fact, in a couple of areas, we had unanimous votes amongst all of the jury of some things that really stood out. And I think one of the big themes for me is I feel like media craftsmanship has grown up in digital. So whereas previously I think people just put the same broadcast content out across many channels, what I saw this year was people really utilising the unique strengths of different digital channels in particular, and some of those were truly impressive, I think. I don't know what your view was, Bernhard.
Similar. I think it was a very well run session. Thank you very much for Jenny. You had it well in control. Yes, I think the jury, and I've participated now in some, was less controversial, I would say. We had some very good, focused, professional media discussions, but no controversy, which I think was good. What I noted is also that media is more and more blurring. There are not anymore those lines. When you got a case with good insights, a great idea, the rest kind of was a flow towards connecting with people, and that's something I like very much.
And in terms of the quality of entries themselves, regardless of the campaign that they were entering, was there any sort of evolution in that? Bernhard, you were on the jury last year, so yes. Are people getting better at writing their campaign?
Not yet.
No.
I'm still missing, I call it the bench strength. So a bunch of cases, really good cases, which gives the jury a hard time to select. I mean, quite sometimes we had 20 hands up. That's good for this case, but I'd rather have more great cases than single winners.
And I think the theme for me, and it came up a number of times, was the need for people to articulate the effectiveness. And so a couple of people would talk about, if I had to explain this to the guy who signed the cheque, what would really be the kind of simple effectiveness headline? And I think that's something that marketers and agencies need to really be able to articulate, is to the person who signed the cheque, where does the value come from?
So they almost need to get better at selling their own work, really, and justifying everything that they've done.
Yes.
And so if you had any advice for people entering next year, give them a few golden rules, what would they be?
I think the first is absolutely to start from articulating the insights, and I have to say there were some fantastic ones, but there were still also a few that were pretty tenuous, and I think people have got to be able to clarify that and set that up. And then I think they have got to be able to talk about the business levers, if you like, and how media impacts the business levers, and draw out some effectiveness results from that. And of course, sell what they do. We had some wonderful videos that were really uplifting, and some, frankly, that were still a little hard to understand, if I'm truly honest.
I would have two pieces of advice. One would be brutally stick to the briefing. I've seen too many cases which float around and you don't really know what they talk about. So briefing, and really fit the briefing. Second, do an excellent video.